Hey now, what is up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to talk about and review Gotham. Or I should start calling this show Gotham. Because Gotham is what this show really should be all about. It's not about Batman. No. It's about Gotham. Gotham Season 3. This episode is entitled Light the Wick. So let's just go through my bullet points that I have of this episode. Like, for example, Jim Gordon has joined the Court of Owls. How interesting. Jim Gordon having his Uncle Frank reveal that he was the one that was behind his father dying in a car accident, which we had a whole wrap-up of Gordon coming to terms with his father's death and that it was a freak accident and all of this stuff. Now, they just kind of retcon that. And Uncle Frank killed himself to get Gordon in the Court of Owls. Wow! I gotta be honest, this Court of Owls thing, I was initially interested when I realized that they were bringing this into the show, but man, oh man, have I been disappointed with this shit. They just have treated this group kind of like a joke. They haven't really delved in the history of the Court of Owls and for how long have they been doing these things in Gotham and just how far of a reach do they have in the politics and the mayor and stuff. All of it's mentioned, but they don't really develop it or do fucking anything with it. We know next to nothing about this Catherine woman. So there's nothing behind all of these rich people and their mask and how silly it all looks. I do like, really the only thing about this show so far, at least in this episode, that I liked is Bullock as the acting chief of the police station. I don't know, I like that actor, and I like to see him in somewhat of a position of power, especially because he's one of the few good cops left. Leslie Tompkins is a fucking bitch. I hate this character now. And it sucks because I love this actress. I love this actress for all of the geeky stuff that she's been in throughout the years and Deadpool. And I even liked her character in the earlier seasons. But what the fuck? This show does not know how to write female love interest characters. Look at how Barbara was horribly written in the first season, that they had to turn her into a villain, and she's never come back from the dark side since. And in fact, she's better, really, as a villain. Leslie, she's so dumb now. She's so naive to everything going on. These last few episodes, she's made it a point. She's hell-bent on proving that Jim Gordon had something to do with his uncle's death. And she comes off so dumb because she's so far behind really everybody else, not only in the show, but the audience. She's so far behind. She's still hung up over her fucking fiance, or whoever the fuck he was, that was coked up on drugs, or the blood, the virus. And she still doesn't even know about any of that, and that Gordon really saved her life. She's so ungrateful. She's so dumb of a character that if they killed her off now, I would not care. Dr. Hugo Strange just pops back up. Last we saw him, Fish Mooney left with him, and we don't know what the hell happened to her. He's just here working for the Court of Owls, and he's developing the blood, the virus into this one patient. And he works with Gordon, so he's secretly turning on the court. What the fuck? Whose motivations make sense? Not Hugo Strange. We don't even know what he's doing or what they're doing with him. The Penguin and Firefly, Penguin in particular, is deciding to work with Gordon because they have their favor relationship. And they even burned down that ninja dude from the court, and so Gordon saves the people because really who cares about all of that? The blood, Jervis Tech's sister's blood. I can't believe they still went through with all of that. I think it's dumb. But let's talk about Lieutenant Barnes, former Lieutenant Barnes, Michael Chiklis. The court courts him, breaks him out, and takes him in. And I don't know if they gas him up on more drugs to make him more crazy. His whole I'm the jury, judge, and executioner. He reminds me of, if anybody remembers, Batman the Animated Series, where Harvey Dent Two-Face developed a third personality, the judge, and he went around sentencing people to death for their crimes and their sins. Maybe I mentioned that once before, but it's kind of interesting. It's just more sad to see Michael Chiklis as an actor wasted with what they're doing with him. I swear these writers, this showrunner, they don't know what to do with any of these villain characters. They just create them, and then they get rid of them, and then 10 episodes later, they bring them back. And you go, oh yeah, that was going on. Oh yeah, that character does exist, or he's still alive. Just like when they randomly brought Mr. Freeze back a couple episodes ago. Selena Kyle is in the hospital. Now, somebody last week almost begged me to review last week's episode, which I didn't do because I watched it much later in the week, and by that point, who cared? But I assume they wanted me to review the episode probably because of the clone Bruce Wayne. Yes, there's still an evil doppelganger clone of Bruce Wayne. He pushed Selena Kyle out of the window. She fell into her seemingly death. And then a bunch of stray cats came up and surrounded her and started surrounding her. Now, they didn't start licking her or biting her fingers and doing all of that, but it was obvious that they were paying homage to the Selena Kyle scene, Michelle Pfeiffer scene from Batman Returns. And look, I unapologetically love Batman Returns. I will defend my love for that film, and even the goofy things, I will say, hey, it's goofy, but I roll with it because I grew up with it. But to take possibly the dumbest thing about that movie, which was Catwoman being resurrected by cats, which they carried over even in that Halle Berry Catwoman movie, why would you take that and then redo it on this show? But then you get to this episode, and she's in the hospital, she's in a coma, so it's like, well, they didn't really resurrect her, did they? So they just did some cheap imitation of a, hey guys, people are going to get a kick out of these cats surrounding her dead body, or coma-induced body. So she's in the hospital. Ivy Pepper, because we're not calling her Pamela Isley, Ivy Pepper comes in and wants to take care of her. The doctor tells her that basically she's going to die. But Ivy somehow, some way knows exactly which plants and how many of them you need to help nurse Selena Kyle. She ends up waking up. She says she's going to go kill somebody and go to Wayne Manor. I assume she's going to kill clone Bruce. I sure hope she does, because I'm so sick of that clone Bruce Wayne bullshit. Speaking of, well, the real Bruce Wayne was taken by the Court of Owls, brought to the mountains, the Himalayas, or whatever the fuck he is. He's being trained. First, they're doing meditation, Goose Fraba. He's trying to cope with his parents' murder, or at least become one with these memories of seeing the deaths of his parents. And then you see that he's being trained physically, how to take down ninjas. And first of all, I'm not saying I dislike this actor, because at this point you're almost used to him being young Bruce. But at the same time, I just don't buy it. I don't buy him the way that he is, taking down that ninja character down. I don't buy him being at that level to where he's just fucking knocking people out and he's doing flips and jabs and blocks and kicks. And I don't buy it. It's forced. I think this kid is way too young, and this is why I haven't give a fuck about this Bruce Wayne character. I don't care to see him this young of an age and to see him go through all this. But is this old guy who's training him, is he supposed to be Ra's al Ghul? If that's what they're doing, if you're really giving me Ra's al Ghul training Bruce Wayne right now, not only is that dumb, but you're telling me the way how he got here was from the Court of Owls bringing him here? Really? How much sense does that make? This show. Fuck this show. I hate this show. And I can't bring myself to stop watching it because it's like watching a train wreck. It's laughable at this point. I almost sit here and I laugh. I laugh at scenes like the Penguin being kidnapped and taken by the court, brought to his cell, and look who's right next to him. Edward Nygma, the Riddler, who they just built up this whole arc of him becoming the Riddler and this whole thing of, oh my god, he's terrorizing Gotham, just for him to have been taken by the court and prisonered now. Really? So the court has Riddler and Penguin as prisoners. They're both full-fledged villains, but we don't know what to do with them, so let's just lock them up. This show doesn't know what to do with anybody. Every time they get pushed into a corner with these characters, they just throw them over here, but you know none of them's going to get killed off, and it's all just a bunch of waste of time. We're running around in circles and just blah, 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 blah. This show, I'm sorry, it sucks. It sucks. If you like it, that's cool. That's fine. You can let me know in the comments below just how much you disagree with me, and that's okay. But it's nauseating to watch this show. It's bad, it's bad, it's bad. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you saw this episode of Gotham. Gotta remember that's what it's called now. What did you think of it? Did you like it? Did you love it? Or do you agree with me and say that this show just fucking sucks? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.